Radio York.
Okay, back to the phones as we continue to discuss the rights and wrongs of fracking of the High Court decision to uphold the County Council's decision that test fracking can go ahead at Kirby Misperton here in North Yorkshire. Ian has called the programme this morning. He's on the line now. Good morning, Ian.
Good morning, Jonathan. How are you doing this morning?
Very well, thank you. Good to be speaking to you. Just explain, if you would, where you are this morning and what it is you're doing.
Okay, I'm with a group of people here in just on the outskirts of Kirby Misperton. We're in a field. It's actually a field that's owned by Flamingo Land. We certainly don't have their express permission to be here, but Flamingo Land and particularly Gordon Gibb have expressed his concern about this industry and the spread of this industry, and so we're here to support the local community and to help raise awareness of what this industry will lead to if it is able to get a foothold. And Jonathan, I've been on this case now for over 4 years. I spent 20 years in the oil and gas industry, and unconventional gas exploitation is nothing like normal oil and gas extraction. This is an industry that the UK and in particularly Third Energy and INEOS have no experience of. And when we hear the likes of John Dewar of Third Energy speaking on the farming programme, as he was the other day, saying that he can categorically assure people that there will not be any problem, that there will be no contamination. I mean, this is just outrageous, and it's also bordering on clinical cognitive dissonance, because the level of damage that this industry has caused in Queensland, in Australia, in Pennsylvania, in Wyoming, in Oklahoma, in California, in Texas, is there for all to see.
Had it always been planned that if the decision came about yesterday to give the go-ahead to this test drilling, that you would establish this protest camp?
Well, I think it was sort of, we hoped that obviously the decision would go in favour of those who bought the judicial review.
I'm sure you did, but had you actually planned? Was this penciled in that you would do this?
Well, it was always a possibility. I'm not sure, what sort of level of detail you call planning, but the reality is that this industry is going to cause unbelievable devastation. It has everywhere else. It has established a footprint on the planet, and this country is far more densely populated than anywhere else that this industry has been established. And what people obviously need to appreciate in Yorkshire is that Kirby Misperton is literally the centre point for the industry, because the entire county, and South Yorkshire and much of West Yorkshire, right up to the foothills of the Pennines, and in East Yorkshire right over to the coastline, all of this is licensed for unconventional gas exploitation. And if this industry gets a foothold, then what people will see within a decade or so is literally well pads every kilometre or so right throughout the area. And this is a beautiful, beautiful part of the country. And just
you referred a moment ago to Australia, and do I hear a hint of an Australian accent? I mean, are you actually a local person, or have you come in from outside to protest in North Yorkshire?
I am British. I spent a lot of time living and working.
That's not the question I asked you. Are you from North Yorkshire?
No, I'm not from North Yorkshire, but I'm here at the invitation of people from North Yorkshire.
Where are you from?
I'm from Surrey.
Okay.
And Surrey is being targeted as well, because right now there is another protection community at Leith Hill, which is an area of outstanding natural beauty, and a company called Europa have permission to do exactly the same as Third Energy have permission to do here in North Yorkshire. Now, fortunately, the camp is well manned in Leith Hill, so I felt that the priority was to be here. And
what have you actually got there? How many people are there?
About a dozen right now, and we're expecting that to increase fairly significantly over the next few days, despite the fact that it's Christmas and New Year, because those people who have looked at this, and Jonathan, let me just make the observation, I never ask anyone to take anything I say at face value. I simply encourage people to do their own research and take a look at this for themselves, because anybody spending an hour or so of even cursory examination of this industry from, around particularly in the US, in Canada and Australia, will see that, you know, the prognosis for what we can expect in the UK is pretty clear. And then the industry says, oh dear, what a shame, we screwed up. You know, we'll throw some money at those that are affected, we'll pay a small fine, and we'll just carry on.
Well, you used the expression a few minutes ago, unbelievable devastation. And I don't know who the ordinary man or woman in the street or the ordinary radio presenter chatting to you on air this morning on Radio York, I don't know who to believe, because you tell me, hand on heart, unbelievable devastation will follow. INEOS, Third Energy, all these other companies say, no, don't believe the scaremongers who are trying to stop us doing our job and extract this very useful energy. We're not going to damage the environment. We're not going to fill the roads full of lorries. We're not going to pollute the water courses. We're not going to cause earthquakes. All will be well and society will benefit. How on earth does the ordinary person in North Yorkshire know who's telling them the truth?
Well, the first thing I would encourage them to do is actually switch on their computer and go onto the internet. And, you know, you will never hear the industry or the government say what I've just said, which is, please don't take my word for it. Please do your own research. Please take a look and come to your own realisation. But let me give you...
How do we find unbiased... You see, anybody that puts anything on the internet... You know, sorry, I'm being naive here. But if I go to a protest, a site that's run by people who don't want fracking, they're going to have lots of evidence and lots of grim pictures of what's happening in Wyoming, Dakota, Idaho, wherever in the United States, showing how bad it is and showing people lighting the water because gas is bubbling through it. If I go to a company website, I'm going to see it all clean, pristine, and an explanation about why shale gas and the way of extracting it is the finest thing that ever happens to humanity. Where on earth do I find an unbiased opinion about who's telling me the truth?
Well, I mean, for a start, obviously, you can take a look at the academic papers. I mean, if you want to look at peer-reviewed academic research, there's now well over 500 peer-reviewed papers which confirm exactly what people will see with their own eyes, you know, which is I mean, I'll give you an example. You know, thousands of square miles of prime, pristine farmland, not unlike that in North Yorkshire, have been devastated in southern Queensland. You know, the industry has abstracted water from the Great Artesian Basin at a rate 6 times greater than it can naturally replenish. And, you know, farmers have had their livelihoods absolutely destroyed. And in fact, the epitome of that, the extreme case of that, is a guy called George Bender, who a little over a year ago committed suicide after trying to fight the gas industry, trying to get his own government to realise that this was an industry that was lying through its teeth, had literally destroyed his farm, and he had a double whammy because he also had to deal not just with QGC, which is Queensland Gas Company, which was formerly owned by BG Group, which was a part of the spin-off of British Gas, but he also had to deal with the underground coal gasification, and there are licences for underground coal gasification all down the coastline of the east coastline of the UK. But this destroyed his farm because this is a case of setting the coal seams alight underground and then using the gases that produces to create power.
Ian, I take on board what you've said. Just tell me, if Mr. Gordon Gibb, owner of Flamingo Land, one of the most popular attractions in Britain, gets in his car and drives down the road and says, Ian and all your friends at this ad hoc protest camp that's just sprung up, off my land, will you go?
Well, I think we would very much like to open a dialogue with Mr. Gibb. He's expressed his concerns. We share those concerns. And
for you to leave, Ian, will you leave?
Well, we're not leaving Kirby Misperton. I mean, that's for sure. And you know, we will deal with this on a dynamic basis. I mean, we would, like I said.
Any interest or questions from the police yet?
Yeah, we had a visit from the police last night, but I mean, this isn't a police matter. There's no criminal offences taking place, and everywhere where a protection camp has been established in the UK, there has been zero impact in terms of increased criminality. In fact, quite the opposite. In fact, the local police officers in Manchester made it very clear that crime had gone down as a result of the presence of the camp. We are here.
This morning. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on BBC Radio York. Ian speaking to us from lands near Kirby Misperton, near the drilling site, land owned by Gordon Ian, thanks for calling in.
Okay, thanks very much.
We're going to send a reporter around to see if that's all right.
Absolutely, and listen, you've got my number now. If you want any updates or any further insight, I mean, please don't hesitate to give me a call.
Okay, lovely. We will do. Thanks, Ian.
Oh, by the way, is there a possibility? Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Is there a possibility that you could put a link to the YouTube of my video, Voices from the Gas Fields?
I don't think we can do that, to be honest.
Okay. All right, but if you send me a link to this when it goes online, I will spread this out for you.
Okay, lovely.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye now. Bye bye.
Bye now.